Hi guys, my name is Mukudzei Kandoro Majoni. I am the creative director with Madhorofhiya Republic, and that is where Madhorofhiya FM falls under. And the story to how Madhorofhiya FM actually started is very it's very simple. It's not that interesting really. It was during lockdown, and I've always had a passion for radio. I was always fascinated with people on radio from when I was young, and it's something that we always try to incorporate into Saturday in the morning. From time to time we'll play music and I'll do the radio voice, and people always said, oh, that's funny, or we like that. Or so lockdown kind of presented this perfect opportunity to try out this new platform to just connect to people, because we weren't how are you agreeing or you're disagreeing? That's my son. That's my son. He's agreeing with what he wasn't here when Madhorofhiya started. Madhorofhiya FM started, but he contributed a lot. But so the first broadcast was in August 2020, and I just, it was just me with a microphone that I already used for Saturday morning, and I just got a little basic mixer off Amazon, and I just broadcasted straight into the internet. And I think the first one we had about 150 people, but the feedback was, the feedback was very encouraging, because I think initially people thought there was a complicated way or complicated process into doing this radio thing. Well, I mean, there is, if you want to do it professionally, like the way, traditional radio is done. But this was now especially in light of COVID and all the restrictions, people not meeting up, it was a very exciting new way to connect with people, especially for artists and content creators. So there I was trying to figure out what, being on radio sounds like, trying to add jingles, and I quickly realized that it was a lot of work. Exciting, but a lot of work. And, we started doing, at first it was very disorganized. I was just excited to be broadcasting and people hearing me and saying, oh, you okay? And, then started adding a little structure to it, This guy really wants to have some input. Started adding little structure to it, adding segments, making sure that, added a little top 20, I think in the first 3 broadcasts. And then that's how it started. That's how it went. The community started growing. People started supporting, buying coffees, and it really became something that, we were trending. Every time I went on, I did a broadcast, it was top 2 and not number 2, trending in Zim. And it was such a beautiful feeling, connecting with people that way. And before long, I quickly realized that this was much bigger than me, because for so long, young people, we've always wanted a platform that we could control, something that we could have almost 100% creative control over, because I think the spaces that exist in traditional media right now, they're a little restrictive in that you always have to answer to a certain agenda. You look at the people that work for, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention names, but we've seen several people being fired for A, B, C, D reasons in Zim Radio. And this could easily be a thing. From where I was sitting, this could easily be a thing where whoever has their own personal agendas. I mean, we're all young people. I would like to think most of our agendas interlink in some way. We just want a better future. So I started thinking of ways to open it up to more than just me, where we could have more than just one presenter, and it could stop being the Kandoro show. And that's how it exists today. So as it stands right now, we have 6 other presenters. There's a gospel show that happens on Sundays. There is a show called Unsung. The show on Sunday is called Pamasofa with DJ Sister K. She does gospel, and part of it is, having courageous conversations amongst the Christian community. They've been talking about sex within, marriage, sex within Christianity, divorce, it's beautiful. On Mondays, there's a show for underground music hosted by Rumbi, and she's brought on these incredible artists that, normally wouldn't be getting that kind of play or attention anywhere else, and it's beautiful. I like to think of myself as somebody who's in tune with Zim music, but most of the time I'm being put on, and on Tuesdays, there's a sports show hosted by Caleb. On Wednesdays, we have Dr. Chido Siame, who hosts a show about, chit chat with Chiemba. She's discussing, all things medicine, but in a very cool way that it's very easy to connect. We always think of doctors as being these, robotic, straight to the point, but she's cool. You can relate. You're like, oh yeah, that's my doctor. Then on Thursdays, we have Madhorofhiya Central with Mukudzei, my namesake. Incredible show focusing on Zim hip hop. And then on Fridays, I usually do either the Lovers Lounge or, some other Friday version. And then on Saturdays, we have Bohere Conversations You Wish You Had with Tete, with your tetes. These are, young people conversations, difficult conversations either way, but being spoken about by young people. So it's conversations that because of several limitations, because of age restrictions, because of the gap between us and the people that are supposed to be talking to us, we end up, sometimes it's trying to figure out how to broach some of these subjects with these people, things like sexuality, things like dating, older people don't understand things like ghosting. But yeah, the beauty about this is, the diversity. Some of these people are in Zimbabwe, some are in Iraq, some are in Canada, in America, in South Africa, in the UK. So it's a diverse, and there's only 3 guys out of these 7 people. 4 of them are women. And it was important for me for it to be that way, because I think media has been treated, or we've misrepresented women's voices for a very long time. And we've always spoken for them and, almost try to give the impression that we know what they need without letting them speak for themselves. So I just thought this was my way of making sure that we're tipping, those scales the other way around. And I think it's worked beautifully, because sometimes when I listen to the shows, I remember one of the shows, Chit Chat with Remba, they were talking about, menstruation and, period pains. And I'm married, and there's things that I still didn't know. Like, oh, okay. And I hope there's other people in my position that are also learning, through these shows. So it's become almost like a learning portal for me. So many things that I learn on any given day. But yeah, that's Madhorofhiya FM. The hope is for, it to grow even bigger, to not just Madhorofhiya FM, but for platforms like these community radios to pop up and answer and reply to a community's need in different and various communities, because I know it's not just our stories that need to be told. Everybody's got a story. So yeah, that's the Madhorofhiya FM story. We don't just bring the vibe, we are the vibe. Big shout out to Shoko Festival for this platform. Hopefully the next one there will be no COVID so that we can be in the same space. Shout out to Hub and Conference. You can follow Madhorofhiya FM on Instagram, on Twitter. It's Madhorofhiya FM everywhere. And you can tune in. It's www.madhorofhiyafm.com. And yeah, I mean, if you haven't tuned in by now, I mean, that's on you.